Hello, my name is Fred Jordan. I am the CEO and co-founder of the company AlpVision. And today I'm going to talk to you about simple counterfeit detection for molded plastic parts. So just 2 slides about our company. The first thing is what we are doing. We're doing an application which is able to detect instantly using the camera of a smartphone if a product is genuine or if it's a fake copy coming from China, just by instantly analyzing the texture and the micro texture of the object. And this application works with any kind of mobile phones, for instance, iPhones or Android phones, even iPods. So very simple to use. So the company AlpVision, this company, we started this with a friend after our PhD at the EPFL. So we started in 2001 with the PhD in steganography. And basically, we applied the technology that we developed during our PhD, tried to make money out of it. And we found one application, which was the protection of the brand against counterfeiting. So this led us in 2003 for profitability, which is very important when you're starting something, because basically we were in the garage at the beginning. And then we invented a second technology, which is the fingerprint that I will talk about today. Nowadays, we protect about 30 billion of products every year. So the headquarters is in Switzerland, in Vevey. We have also an office in Shanghai and another one in Portland. So this is a fantastic company and journey that we had so far. So the fingerprint technology, this is a technology that is going to work directly on the object itself. So I'm going to show you something that most of you know even way better than me. I'm going to show you plastic parts. This is what you see here. What you see is a plastic cap, which has a texture of finishing, which is matte. And if you take a microscope and look carefully on a small area of this cap, what you're going to see is a microstructure, like the one you see on the left that I took with the microscope. And in reality, this micro texture that you have created each time you do a matte plastic, it's a perfect anti-counterfeit feature. So I'm just here today to show you how you can use what you already do every day for anti-counterfeit without changing nothing. So I'm going to take the particular case of a flip-off top. The flip-off top is a small injected plastic part, which is put on the top of vials. And we see 2 vials on the screen. And so these are vials which are similar to the one which I used for the COVID vaccine, for instance. And what I did is that I used a microscope and took one shot on the plastic part on the left, one on the right. And what we can see on the slide here, top left, top right, the microstructure is almost the same. So this is a very obvious observation, but this is a critical observation, because once you know this, that means that if I take a reference image, I put it in a smartphone, and if I'm able to detect, put in relationship in real time, this with the captured image, I'm able to authenticate. And this is what we're showing here on this video, where we take this plastic cap, we launch the app, we go over it, following the overlay which is shown on the screen, and then it tells you instantly authentic product, because this app has been loaded with the reference image. So it's fantastic because it's very easy to use. You don't have to be trained by anything. You don't have any button to press. It's just immediate, instant identification. And you don't even know what's going on, which is even better as security is concerned. So this was about the technology, but that's not enough by far. This is what I learned this past 20 years. If you want to have something that is really useful, you have to build a solution around it. So what we see on the left is the mold manufacturer. Everything comes from this. It is going to provide this mold to the item molder. So these people, like you, are going to mold using this mold. And what we provide is an app which is able to instantly make quality control on the production line. So just a smartphone with our app, and I will just take from time to time 1 out of 1,000 items, manually check that it detects. If it doesn't detect, that means that maybe the mold manufacturer has changed the cavity, has refurbished the mold, re-sandblasted it, for instance. No problem. The molder will just send us the cap or any plastic part, and we will capture the new reference image, we'll upload it to the cloud, and the app of the molder will instantly be updated with this new reference image, and then it can perform quality control. That's not enough, because in practice, the molder is going to provide its part to an integrator. Most of the time, and you know this, the molder is producing a part that is going to be a part of a overall object, overall product, which is integrated. So the integrator sometimes also has our app and is going also to perform some tests on the final assembled product. Then it's delivered to the brand owner, who is going to use it also directly into shops, for instance, doing inspection. If he goes in a shop, test with a smartphone, find it's a fake, can come to the owner of the shop, say, come on, this is a fake, an imitation of my invention of my product, and I want you to stop selling this, for instance. The brand owner may use also our app to just order some of these items on eBay, for instance, and make some check. That's not enough. Sometimes the app is going to be given to customs. So customs, instead of asking to the brand owner to come, they will directly use the app and tell, yeah, this is a legitimate or this is a fake copy. And we also provide this application for some products directly to the consumer. So in some cases, the consumer himself is able to check if the product is just bought is legitimate or not. So you see, everybody can use this iPhone on Android, very easy. Everything goes transparently through the cloud for the reference images. So this is how it works as a system. Now, if we talk about technical stuff, the minimum area that I will require to make a good matching with the reference image is about 5 by 5 millimeter. Most of the time, I love when I have 10 by 10 millimeter because it makes it even easier to detect, but 5 by 5 will work. Roughness, we give a Xiaomi of 27, which is RA 2.2 micrometer, which is quite fine already. It's not an obvious matte, but that's enough for us. Of course, the matter it is, the better it is for a quick detection. Now, the way you generate the microstructure corresponding to this matte finishing, it doesn't matter. If you do chemical etching of the mold, well, your mold manufacturer does this, or EDM or sandblasting, it's all the same for us. It's going to work the same way. It's even the case with the laser abrasion, it works. As far as color is concerned, it's not very important for us, the color. Actually, we detect on the luminance. So if you have, for instance, an object that you mold in 10 different colors, we'll take the reference image, for instance, on the black one, and it will work the same way if you mold with the same mold in the plastic, which is blue or white. It doesn't make any difference. So what it means in practice is that with this kind of technology, it's possible to protect against counterfeit millions of products with just a few images. It's just so simple. It doesn't change anything, nothing at all to the manufacturing process, either of the mold or the molding process. It's invisible, but easily detectable and very hard to counterfeit. These three things in my field are extremely difficult to have together. This is the holy grail, actually, of anti-counterfeiting. Now, it's very simple to use, very easy to use. You see the video. I mean, in reality, it's the same as the video. It's not a special video. Now, what is interesting also, when you perform the detection, the app is also capable not only to tell you it's genuine, it's going to tell you also, well, actually, it was molded by this supplier with this mold from this cavity. And during this period of time, since we know that after this time, it was refurbished. All this, once again, without doing anything more. Now, the last thing is very, in my mind, very impressive. Applicable retroactively. What does it mean? That means, imagine that brand owner comes to me and says, Fred, I've got 10 million of products all around the world in shops, at distributors, and I want to have a way for my consumer to make difference between the counterfeit and the genuine one. Most of the time, people will say, it's too late. It's too late, Mr. Customer. It's just too late. You had to put something before. Now it's too late. No, if you use Fingerprint, although all the stocks worldwide are already deployed, you can still acquire the reference image and instantly, worldwide, all the stocks can be authenticated. This is really the magic thing of the Fingerprint that I love. So here I show some examples of products that we can authenticate. On the top left, automotive lubricants. So you've got injection molding for the cap, and of course, you've got blow molding for the box itself. Works fine. Works fine also for water. On center, it's electronic cigarette that we also do. Works very fine. Syringes. This is a product that is particularly fashionable those times. We've got on the right-hand side injectable products. Bottom left, these are soles of shoes, which we can authenticate also. Brake pads, gold. Gold is also molded, and this is not plastic, of course, but it works the same way. Watches, and we also authenticate circuit breakers, because there are many counterfeits of circuit breakers, and this can be obviously very dangerous. So now I want to talk about something which is called brand monitoring system. Because what I didn't say is that each time you detect, as a user, you know if it's authentic or not. But in practice, my brand owner, my customers wanted much more. What they wanted to have is a real-time view of what's going on in the supply chain. And this, I did it also. So here, how it works. We see on this diagram that each time actually a user will perform a detection, whether it's the customs or the police or the brand owner himself, the app is going to automatically upload the result of the detection to a central server. So what it means in practice is that once you've got this, it's possible to instantly be able to have in a central place the synthesis of what has been done in real time. Where are the counterfeits? Who has made detection? What is the evolution of counterfeits? And this in real time. So this is called the brand monitoring system. And the last slide, I want to also raise your attention that the field of application of this technology is not limited to anti-counterfeiting. This is very interesting because without basically touching anything to the product, if you, as a molder, know I've used this plastic at this time, later I can just authenticate and say this plastic has been molded with this or this particular composition, which is important for the recycling of the plastic itself. So it's a whole new market which comes from the real-time analysis of microstructure of plastic, which is another application which is coming those days of this technology of Fingerprint. That's all I wanted to present today about this, I find, fantastic solution.